Here, take this blanket. It's wool. It was my mother's blanket. Take it for the baby. This is the thing to bomb. This is the thing beginning from I to we. If you who own the things people must have could understand this, you might preserve yourselves. If you could separate causes from results, you might survive. But that you cannot know, for the quality of owning freezes you forever into I and cuts you off forever from we. And thanks to you, she said quietly, I'm learning one good thing. Learning it all the time. If you're in trouble or hurt, go to people. They're the only ones that'll help. And I believe that what you're doing here is we've created a we. The Eliminate Project would not exist. Kiwanis is one giant we. And we are no longer alone. And the people that you're helping are no longer alone. And I think that we can make change. So the courage to change the things we can is evident to me today. Now, the wisdom to know the difference, there's a trick. In August, I can't remember the year, Princess Diana was killed in a car accident. And I was in my home, I had just come back from a short break, I was with my family, and someone had called and said, did you hear? And I had met the princess in London, and I admired her tremendously. And of course I turned on the television and saw that in fact she had died. And I turned off the TV because of course I knew, what the television was going to do. And I reached across, and on my bed, side table, was a book called Path of Insight Meditation. Now, I don't know about all of you, I keep books by my bed so that when people come over, they think I'm smart. Books that I'm never going to read, the history of the Middle East, this big, but it's by my bed. And this little book of meditation is by my bed. And I picked it up. And I opened it up, and it was by Joseph Goldstein and Jack Kornfield. And the opening pages of it said this: our lives are quite short. Our childhood goes by very quickly, then adolescence and adult life go by. We can be complacent and let our lives disappear in a dream, or we can become aware. In the beginning of practice, we must ask, what is the most important to us? When we are ready to die, what will we want to have done? What will we care about most? At the time of death, people who've tried to live consciously ask only one or two questions about their lives. Did I learn to live wisely? Did I love well? We can begin by asking them now. I sat there in my room. Did I learn to live wisely? Did I love well? Two questions. It seemed unheard of to me. All of us who have acquired all of the things that we try to think about. Two questions at the end of your life. Did I learn to live wisely? Did I love well? And I thought about Princess Diana. Dead way too early, doing such good work. And I thought, did she learn to live wisely? And I thought about the fact that she got out of that marriage, that sham of a marriage. She broke with all of those traditions and got out of it because it wasn't love, and she knew it. And I thought about the children and do you remember the first AIDS patient, that young man in the AIDS clinic that she reached out and touched? Do you remember the image of that? That one image of her touching that young man in that clinic changed the world's perception of AIDS. Simply by touching him, she made AIDS something that other people could get involved with. And I thought about, did she learn to live wisely? She talked about personal problems publicly. She brought incredibly important healthcare issues to the forefront. And she got out of that marriage and chose to find love. So I thought, yeah, she learned to live wisely. And then I thought about, did she love well? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I remember the photograph of her down on one knee, when her little boys were running toward her when she'd been off on a trip, and she was coming home, and she was down like this, with that look on her face like this, and those boys ran into her arms. She loved them. She wasn't a royal mother. She was a human. She showed human beings love every single day she took that job that she did and went out and did. And I thought, okay, I'm really sad she's gone, but her life was complete. And I have taken that frame and lived the rest of my life. I lived it today. Did I learn to live wisely? And did I love well? It's what I ask myself before I wake up in the morning, when I'm lying in bed. What am I going to do today to expand my knowledge of the universe, to expand my reach into other human beings? And what am I going to do for the people close to me? How am I going to be a better mother? How am I going to be a better wife? How am I going to be a better friend? How am I going to be a better advocate for the very people that need the advocacy? And for me, it is merely my way of being able to now be a part of the universe. I told you I'm an actor. I'm from, show-off business. It has given me the greatest. I almost just said I'll be back, but I didn't. Actually, I just did. Here's what you need to know a little bit about me, since you don't know really much about me, except you've probably seen me in my underwear. And you might know a little bit about the work that I've tried to do. And I think that this sort of dovetails absolutely perfectly with, I think, the cornerstone of your work, which is service. I live in the mountains of Idaho, part-time. And there's a man that works in the land. He helps, he works with the land with his hands. And at Christmas one year, after we had met him, he wrote a letter to my husband and I, thanking us for the work, as a thank you note at Christmas. And this is what he wrote to me. He said, I believe in the nobility of work, that work allows us to help others, and I believe that even the smallest act of kindness, even the most seemingly insignificant work done in the service of others, brings us into alignment with our deepest self, and in some mysterious way, with that which is greater than ourselves. His name is Kelly Weston. Now, I've tried to follow that. I believe that the nobility of work is to get up every day. So I work. Now, I shared with you, I didn't share with you, I shared with Dr. Gass earlier that I got 840 combined on my SATs. Combined.